Chapter 4. Take control of your life, rewriting your inner script. Welcome back, my friend. I want you to imagine something with me for a moment. Picture a grand building, maybe a cathedral, or maybe a skyscraper, whichever feels closer to your heart. Now think about what holds that building together. It's not just the glass windows, the paint, or the decorations inside. What really matters is the blueprint, the plan, the design that determines how every wall is placed, how every room is shaped, and how tall the structure can rise. Now here's the truth that I want you to carry deep into your spirit. You also live by a blueprint, not on paper, not in your hands, but in your mind and in your heart. Every belief you've carried, every word you've spoken to yourself, every story you've accepted about who you are, has quietly shaped the design of your inner life. The problem is, most of us are living in buildings we never consciously designed. We inherited them. Someone else's words became our blueprint. Someone else's criticism became our framework. Someone else's rejection became the cement. And over time, we kept building on top of it, without ever asking if this was truly the structure we wanted to live in. But today, here in this moment, you get to step into your role as the architect of your own life. Not a victim of someone else's design, not a tenant in someone else's story, but the creator, the designer, the builder of a blueprint that truly reflects your worth, your power, and your divine potential. This is where transformation happens. So let's talk about what it really means to rewrite your inner script, that inner blueprint. First, you must see the old design. You can't rebuild until you know what needs to change. That means becoming aware of the beliefs that have silently guided your choices. Think about it. When you hesitate to take a risk, what's the voice that whispers in your head? When you feel unworthy of love or success, what old story rises up? When you play small because you're afraid of being judged, what memory still sits in your foundation? Maybe it's a parent who told you, "You'll never amount to much." Maybe it's a teacher who embarrassed you in front of the class. Maybe it's a partner who made you believe love had to be earned through pain. These experiences, though buried, are like the hidden cracks in the walls of your blueprint. They don't always show on the surface, but they shape the way your entire building stands. Now here's the powerful shift. Once you can see those cracks, you're no longer bound by them. Once you can name those stories, they lose their power over you. Awareness is the first demolition. Second, you must choose what stays and what goes. Think of yourself like a master builder walking through an old house. Some walls need to come down because they've been blocking the light for too long. Some doors need to be added because opportunity has been closed off. And some windows need to be widened because your vision has been too narrow. So I want to ask you right now, what belief no longer deserves a place in your blueprint? Is it the thought that you're not enough? Is it the lie that your past defines your future? Is it the fear that love or abundance is scarce? Take a moment. Breathe. Picture yourself holding that belief in your hand. Now in your mind, place it down on the ground and let it dissolve like sand in the wind. Feel the space it leaves behind. That space is freedom. That space is possibility. That space is the room where a new truth can now be built. And don't worry, not everything from your old blueprint has to be torn down. You may have resilience that came from hardship. You may have compassion that grew from your pain. You may have lessons that are worth keeping. Hold on to those. They are the beams that can support your new design. Third, you must write new instructions. A blueprint without instructions is just paper. To rebuild your inner life, you need fresh words, fresh affirmations, fresh directions. This is where the power of affirmations comes alive. And I don't just mean repeating pretty phrases in the mirror. I mean speaking life into yourself until your mind begins to believe it, until your spirit begins to expand with it, until your actions begin to align with it. So let's practice together. Say these words with me, and if you can, say them out loud, because your voice carries authority over your life. I am worthy of love and respect. I have the power to design a life that reflects my true self. My past does not control me. I am free to choose a new path. I release the old stories and I welcome new possibilities. I am strong. I am capable. I am enough. Feel those words. Don't just say them, let them sink in. Every time you affirm a new truth, you are writing new lines on your blueprint. You are laying down fresh foundations. Fourth, you must practice compassion toward yourself. Here's something I want you to hear clearly. Transformation is not about perfection. You won't always get it right. You'll have days where the old blueprint tries to sneak back in, where fear whispers again, where doubt shows up. That's okay. Healing is not a straight line. It's more like a spiral. You revisit lessons again and again, but each time from a higher level of awareness. So instead of beating yourself up when you fall back into old patterns, I want you to treat yourself with compassion, like you would treat a dear friend. You wouldn't shame a friend for stumbling. You'd encourage them to rise again. Do the same for yourself. Speak kindness into your journey. Compassion is the cement that holds your new blueprint together. Without it, the walls crumble. With it, your foundation becomes unshakable. Fifth, you must integrate your new design into action. Words are powerful, but action is where the blueprint becomes real. That means making small but consistent choices that align with your new story. If your affirmation is, "I am worthy of respect," then you practice setting boundaries. If your affirmation is, "I am capable," then you take the first step toward that dream you've been delaying. If your affirmation is, "I am enough," then you stop over-explaining yourself to people who don't value you. Think of each action as a brick, each decision as a wall, each habit as a beam. Over time, the structure of your life begins to look different. Not overnight, but steadily, strongly, beautifully. Sixth, you must live empowered. At some point, the blueprint is no longer something you just look at. It becomes the building you live in. And when you live inside a blueprint you consciously designed, you feel different. You speak differently. You walk differently. You carry yourself with the quiet confidence of someone who knows, "I built this. I chose this. I created this." And that, my friend, is power. Not power over others, but power within yourself. The kind of power that allows you to face challenges without losing your center. The kind of power that keeps you steady when life shakes. The kind of power that inspires others to begin rewriting their own blueprints. Final reflection. So let me ask you, what do you want the new design of your life to look like? What beliefs will shape its walls? What values will hold up its beams? What vision will guide its height? You are the architect. The pen is in your hand. The blueprint is yours to design. No matter how broken the old foundation felt, you are not stuck with it. No matter how many cracks were in the walls, you are not doomed to live inside them. The moment you decide to rewrite, to rebuild, to reclaim, is the moment transformation begins. So step into your power, rewrite your inner blueprint, and build the life that your soul has always known was possible.